18 years. That's how long Karen and I had been married. 18 years of building a life together, raising our son, sharing every hope and every disappointment. I truly believed we were partners, that our bond was unbreakable. I was wrong. It started with small things, signs I chose to ignore. I told myself it was just stress, the pressure of raising a teenage son. But deep down, I felt a cold shift, something I didn't want to admit. Then the betrayal came into full view. Karen just left, no big fight, no dramatic argument. She packed her bags, took her things, and walked out of the home we had shared for nearly 2 decades. She'd been having an affair with a man from her work. Someone I barely knew, someone she didn't even bother to hide. The shock was a physical blow, but what came next was even worse. Our son David took her side. I remember that day so clearly. "I can't live like this anymore," she told me. "You've become too controlling, too stuck in your routines? I need something different." Mom deserves to be happy. I just froze. It was like I had become invisible. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I just nodded. I let them say everything they needed to say, let them feel justified in their betrayal. I wanted to hear it all, to understand their thinking. And in that moment, I realized something terrifying. They were completely wrong, but they absolutely believed they were right. The days that followed were a blur of pain. I stayed in the house, surrounded by ghosts of our life together. Photos, souvenirs, constant reminders of everything we had built. The house felt so empty, the silence was deafening. But then I started to notice something strange. Karen started calling and texting less. She was nowhere near the new, exciting life she claimed to want. She'd told our friends and her coworkers that leaving me was this empowering act, that she'd escaped a controlling man. It was a lot heavier than she'd anticipated. Meanwhile, David started to see the cracks too. The man she had left me for wasn't the committed partner she'd imagined. Slowly, David began to question her decisions. He was still angry with me, though. So I decided to be patient. I knew the truth had a way of catching up to people. Karen had chosen deception over loyalty, selfishness over love, and I was certain that one day reality would serve as a brutal reminder of what she had thrown away. That day came sooner than I expected. I didn't think it would be like this," she stammered. I didn't realize what I was giving up. I let the fear, the regret, the sheer desperation wash over her words. She had expected me to plead, to beg her to come back. "I hope you find what you're looking for," I said, my voice calm. "But you need to understand this. The life we built, the trust, the home, all those years, it's gone. You can't get it back with an apology. You made your choice." Her voice cracked. "David, I think he's angry at me now too." "Yes," I said softly, "he's starting to see the truth. It's your responsibility to face them." It was no longer about the fear of losing me. David began to see my side of things. He realized that love and responsibility aren't about being perfect. He saw that I had been present, supportive, and consistent in ways she had simply dismissed. His anger towards me faded, replaced by a deep disappointment in her, and that was okay. I didn't need him to defend me. I just needed him to see the truth for himself. Karen, on the other hand, was completely unraveling. Our friends saw her desperation, her constant need to explain and excuse her actions. Betrayal carries its own punishment, and in her case, it was far more effective than anything I could have done. One evening, David came to me. "Dad, I think I get it now." She made a huge mistake. I put a hand on his shoulder. "It's okay to feel that way. But remember, mistakes don't erase choices. She chose this, and you're allowed to be angry about that choice." The beautiful thing, if you can call it that, was that I didn't have to force anything. Karen's panic, her desperation, her slow, agonizing realization of what she'd lost, it all unfolded naturally. Months later, Karen tried to reconcile, not with me, but with David. He was polite, but distant. He had seen through the lies, and me? I remained steady, calm, a father, and a man who refused to be manipulated by guilt or drama. The lesson I learned is simple. Betrayal is devastating, but it's also incredibly revealing. It shows you who people truly are, what they value, and what they're willing to sacrifice. It's patience, it's observation, it's letting the truth do its own work. 18 years of marriage ended because she chose herself over her family. She expected me to break, to collapse, but I didn't. And my son learned a valuable lesson about what loyalty and integrity really mean. But her panic isn't about me. It's about her, and the consequences of a reality she created for herself, one that she can't escape. And for the first time in a very long time, I feel free. Thanks for listening.